All right, Iowa, we are going to go over the latest information for this approaching winter storm. And thankfully, it's only going to be a major impact for the southern portion of the state. But we'll go over the details here on your Saturday afternoon, just before 5 o'clock. And on your screen right now is a recent poll of the infrared satellite across the nation. And the storm system we're looking at is centered right here in northeast Colorado. Most of the time, that would spell pretty bad news for the state of Iowa. But as we look at an animation here, we can see our friends to the north in Canada are sending down this high pressure that's basically blocking out our storm further south before tracking to the east. This high pressure is also going to be responsible for some bitterly cold temperatures here in the next couple days. And as we mentioned a couple days ago in a video, parts of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio may be in for a headache with freezing rain, wintry mix. Further back here to the north in our neck of the woods, we are thankfully just looking at snow. Here's a radar scan here across the state this afternoon. Maybe a few flurries have fallen, but I want to draw your attention to the southwest corner. That is the beginning of this storm, likely dropping some snow there in Fremont and Page counties, again, far southwest corner of the state. The National Weather Service has upgraded those winter storm watch areas we talked about in the last video to now winter storm warnings in the pink here. This deep purple is a ice storm warning farther to our southeast. And then this bright red, you might have guessed, is the blizzard warning. That's because we're going to have some winds backing with this snow, this very heavy snow, parts of Kansas and northwest Missouri. Here's the HRRR model depicting how much snow is going to fall, and really the heaviest amounts stretching all along that warned area. This is a representation over time, over the next couple days, of where and how much snow is going to fall. But I want to point out something. This bright pocket here, if you actually clicked on this model and got a closer look, it would be showing you between 26 and 30 inches of snow. That is very unlikely to happen, but I want to point that out because you might be watching another YouTuber or TikToker or someone, maybe someone just putting a post up on Facebook who either is unscrupulous or just doesn't know any better, showing you that and causing hysteria for those few folks that live in that part of Kansas. But I just want to point that out to make sure, if you can, try to get your information from someone you can trust. Here is another model. This is a ensemble or a combination of models, and it's averaging essentially what 22 different weather models are forecasting for our snowfall. And still the heaviest pocket really right there above or near Kansas City and in Iowa. Might be a little high for what is going to happen, but there's still enough time. Things could shift just a little bit and impact our totals. The key here is essentially, again, the southern tier counties picking up between probably 6 and up towards of maybe a foot of snow. Let's take a look here at what is triggering that blizzard warning, and these are the expected wind gusts here now through Sunday afternoon. And you can see really in that blizzard warning area, you're going to have gusts upwards of 40 or more miles per hour. And with that much snow, you're talking some very big, huge drifts of snow, whiteout conditions, just the absolute, besides a glaze of ice, the absolute worst travel conditions you can think of. And I can speak from experience. I've traveled quite a bit in this part of Kansas, taking the Kansas Turnpike while storm chasing, and there is not a lot out there. So if you find yourself in a bad situation, you are going nowhere potentially for a long period of time. So if you are traveling south for any reason, if you think you can drive to Texas or something tomorrow, please don't. Stay home and wait it out, play it safe, and make the trip later on here in the week. Here is the National Weather Service out of Des Moines, their forecast snowfall totals that they put out just a couple hours ago. And you can see here In Des Moines, we're going from less than an inch all the way down to maybe a foot. They're on the southern border. Lamoni, you might get 8 to 12 inches out of this snowstorm, and then in between, folks along Highway 34 here, you're probably looking at 3 to 5 inches of snow thereabouts. Again, all depends on exactly where that low pans out. Pretty confident going north to south what we're looking at. Going east to west is probably going to be consistent. But again, there's always room for error. As I mentioned, the other piece to this storm is going to be the cold. Here are your wind chills for Sunday morning at 6 a.m. And really overnight tonight, it's going to be a cold one. And it's not going to get any better looking at your, wrong direction. Monday morning wind chills. There we are. Generally at or below 0. And if you're up in west Iowa, well below 0 on those wind chills as you go to work there on Monday morning. Anyway, this is the Weather Shed, the shediest weather on the internet. I'm Clarence Smith, and I just wanted to give everyone an update on this storm, especially for those of you in the southern tier of the state. You're going to be the most impacted by this. As always, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next video.